Alright, so I'm going to show y'all how to do a 03 Tahoe mirror swap with the frame signal, the fold mirrors, the auto dimming, and the defrost. Which these don't have the defrost logo on them, but they're pinned out for it. So I'm almost certain that they still do. So we'll find out, I guess. So first thing we'll do is I'm going to follow this. These directions came off of some guy on fullsizegems.com. I'll put the link down to it if you want to see it and follow his directions, but they're kind of hard to read, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to do it. Because all I saw was pictures and text posts on forums, and me, I gotta watch you do it. That way I can do it. But I'm gonna get started by twisting up some wire. I ain't got red, but I'm gonna run some blue and black, and I'll probably run about 10-15 foot of this, as much as I can with this. That way I have enough. So I'm just gonna want to run it till I think they're going to de-twist, because they will. Yeah, that'll be good. So on step 2, this guy's got a 3-position switch. It's on, off, on, and it's momentary, but I don't like the style that he used, which this was a couple years back. You know, they didn't really have the availability for Amazon and all that shit, so I'm gonna do a different style switch, and I'm not gonna. So first step is you cut off this blue connector. You'll cut the black, the gray and black, and the brown and black for the turn signal, and then the gray and the brown for the fold. And these two you're gonna keep separate, and they'll go to your twisted loom, your twisted pair. And then all the rest you're gonna want to match up to what you have on your truck harness. So what you're gonna want to do is solder your gray wire, 3-fold mirrors, to black, and your blue or red wire to your brown. We'll start off with gray, and remember, I mean, you can use flux, you don't have to, but it just keeps a clean solder, good connection. So cut on my soldering iron. Remember to keep your heat shrink back, you know, because I mean, if you got electrical tape, it'll work, but I mean, something like this really ain't nothing to play with, and I'll probably end up crimping these two closer together, but yeah. So just run you a good bead of solder. So with the turn signal wires, the gray and black is going to be your supply, and then the brown and black is going to be your ground. So I'm going to run the supply to the blue, black to the brown. Next step would be if you got different colored mirror caps. I got chrome, so I pulled these off since they're white, but gotta watch out for these clips, because I just broke 2 of them, but I mean, when they break off inside of it, they just fall down in there. Hell, I can't hear it yet. See, there one going out there, but it's got double-sided tape on it, and I mean, you ain't gonna be able to reuse it or anything, so get you a heat gun or something, scrape all that junk off. But if you want, you can use a heat gun on it before you take all this off, but I recommend just going around it a little at a time. It'll be right here, and up on the bottom is where you need to put the most tension. Because I mean, I wouldn't start right here because you're liable to break them clips, but yeah, get you get you a heat gun or something, scrape all this shit off, then do the same with your mirror caps, and then put some double-sided tape on it. I don't have any right now, but I'm just getting all this stuff prepared, for when I actually do wire all this stuff up. So, all right, so I'm gonna do the passenger side harness now. So on this one, I'm pretty sure it's the same. Let me check. Turn signal supply, and then turn signal ground. They're on two separate plugs on this one, but it's the same colors. So you get your gray and black on your blue connector, which will be this one right here. And then you've got your brown and white on this connector, on your black connector. And it's right there. So what you'll do is you'll just cut these two and you'll run them to the same loom. But on this loom, I'm doing a 14 gauge instead of an 18 gauge because I'm running a further distance, and I mean, it just makes more sense. Also, probably going to ground it at two places just in case. So for the passenger side, you're going to do the same color as the driver's side for your pole. Do gray to black, then brown to red. In my case, I didn't have any red 14 gauge, so I'm using blue for both, or black for both. So with the 14 gauge, I can't really run my cable covers very good with my hands. The 18 gauge, I can just run it with my hand, grab it on both sides. But here's a little trick I learned a while back. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it like this, but what you do is you take your wrench, whatever size really fits kind of snug over top of it, like this 8 mil, and then it's just not going to really work very good, but you can just run it like that. It makes it a little faster when you run it with your hands, pinching it over. And it's going to be different with different kinds of wiring looms, but I found this to be quickest if you can't get it on with your hands, if it's a snug fit on the wire. Alright, so here's what I've got. I've got two looms, one for turn signal, one for folding passenger. I think it looks pretty good. I'm about to pull this mirror cap off. So, I'm about to start on the passenger side. It's 4:52 a.m. I work third shift, so I gotta be quiet. Everybody's asleep. So first, obviously you're gonna have to take off your door panel. I'll show you how to do that on the driver's side when I get to that. But for now, I'm just going. I already had this door panel off because I've got to replace my window motor or window regulator, and it's all jacked up. I bought a China one probably a year ago, so bad idea. Long story short, first thing you want to do, pull the connector out, disconnect it. It's hard to do with one hand. I would use a power tool, but like I said, it's 4 in the morning, so what I'll do is I'll take these 4 10 mils off, or 3 10 mils off, pull my old mirror out, and go ahead and mount this one up, and I'll route my wires through right here. So I'm going to do that real quick. So now that I've got everything routed through the window, I'm going to take my old plug harness. I'm going to take it off this little connector right here. I'm probably going to pull it out right around where every other connector comes in, or comes out at, and I'll solder it all up. I got these cool little things, these zip tie stickies. Peel off that back and you put it right there. You run a zip tie through it. So I opted to keep these tabs. They keep your wiring secure pretty good. Instead of keeping electrical tape though, I just went ahead and zip tied them because they've got these two little places. It makes it perfect to zip tie them. And it's way better than 20-year-old electrical tape. So So, plan of action. I'll just move my plug to right here, throw me some zip tie stickies on it like that, and then route my my turn signal and my fold wires through here and down through there, and then I'll probably just leave them hanging right here until I get the switch. But my plan is to run the switch wires up through my A-pillar and over to the other side right there, because it's going to look factory, it's going to look badass. So what I did was I took all these grounds, the black wires from all these plugs, and I brought them all together because I got the existing plug which has the puddle light and the defrost ground, and I took the new plugs which are separate defrost and puddle light, and I brought them in together to my ground right here. And so since it's raining, I'm probably just going to call it a night. I might run my wires in right now and just tidy everything up. Now I got my driver's side in. Same situation. Just ran everything through. I got the newer harness hooked up to these little clips right here. Just routing it the same way. And I'm gonna bring it up right here, but it's getting kind of late, so I'm probably just gonna fold everything up, tie it up, and run me a good ground right here. Go ahead and get that all hooked up and ready, and then tomorrow I'll get to soldering. So I've got everything put back on. Everything works over there. Actually, my driver's side switch doesn't work. But I did hook it up to 12 volts and everything, up, down, side to side. It all works. My puddle lights work. I'll show you how I wired that up in a second. But I did wire it into the dome light. So let me cut this off. Y'all be able to see it. Shit, hold on. I'll just walk around the other side. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It works alongside the dome light. So after about, I don't know, 10-15 seconds, it cuts right back off. But everything works over there. I do not have heated mirrors or auto dim, which sucks. But I'm gonna get the actual mirror for that. But only reason I bought these was folding mirrors. So long story short, I took the seal plate and the kick plate off, and I've just ran it through up under here from the other side. I'm gonna tie it up to where you can't see it, right in here on this tab, and then I'm just gonna coil it up until I can get the connector. Alright, so I started on driver's side, and you're gonna cut both the black wires out of these. These are your grounds, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run them to the same place. This is the window bolt, sand it down, get a nice good ground, and then I'm gonna run it to a wire with an eyelet on it. And just run an eyelet on it, tighten it down, and then solder those up to this. That way I've got ground for my puddle light and my defrost whenever I do get defrost windows, or mirrors. Alright, so I got all my wires tied up. I forgot to solder my ground from my original harness to the ground, so I'm gonna have to take that apart and run this to it. But defrost, got it capped off, got my curved view and memory wires took off. Right now I'm working on I'm gonna cap off day and night low, and then the purple curved view, I'm gonna cap that off, and then I'm gonna run my my oranges with the black to my dome line. Alright, so I got my wires routed. Don't look too bad. Yeah, I mean I'm gonna be using these little bite-on fittings because it's kind of hard to get a soldering iron up in there, and it's on the interior, so I'm not too worried about it. If it was exterior, I definitely wouldn't use these. I'd solder it. But I'm gonna locate the wires and I'll tell y'all which one it is. All I'm doing, I got the turn signal on and I'm probing it. I'm touching the pin on this top one. I don't know if y'all can see it. That top one. And then if I do it to the side, nothing. But then I touch it. I'm in that dark blue one. So, right up under that plastic tab, that blue plastic tab, that's your driver, that's your passenger. So what I'll do is I'll pull these wires up, crimp that little that little tab on there, and then I'll put my spade connector, my male spade connector. I'll put it on, and then all I'll do is I'll take them ground wires and ground them out somewhere. This is what I use for ground for my connector, or tester, I mean. Excuse me. But what I'll probably end up doing is putting them right here on the steering column. The little shield, that's just a 10 mil. And run it up right here as close as I can to the source. So, put me one right there, and then we should be good. Alright, I got the driver's side hooked up. I ain't tightened down my ground yet, but I just got that clip over top of it. Ground on the steering column. Hooked up the light blue wire. And she works. And you can see the shine. Do it for the passenger side. Alright, so now if you've wired everything up correctly, you should have driver, and passenger. Barely see it, but it's blinking. Here. Probably won't be able to see it back there, but I'm probably gonna do my switch tomorrow for my fold mirrors. But here's what I've got. It's a momentary 5-pole. Basically, I'm gonna mount it up here, right next to the microphone for OnStar. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my dash all back together, and probably tomorrow I'll do all that, but I'm satisfied with it right now. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna add a fuse on this, but I got the big fuse. I thought there were bigger fuses in here, but it's all small ones. So tomorrow I'm gonna go to O'Reilly's, get a small add a fuse, and then pop it into this one of these 10 amps that's on all the time, all the time. And then that'll just be my power that runs up along here and then through the front of my headliner, and then pop this off, cut a hole, and then I'm solid.